We love Jason Preston. And God does too.
And if you would like to book them for one of your events, they do have a Facebook page under Tausala, Tausala. And so I'd like to give a warm welcome to Sala, and then afterward, we will have a special presentation by Alicia Marshall, who will be channeling the Little Mermaid over here. And she wanted me to give a special shout out to Lady Manga, who is credited with the lyrics to this musical number that she's going to perform. So once again, please give a warm welcome for Alicia Marshall and Tausala.
I'm Christy Henshaw. I started out with Utah election integrity and helping against ranked choice voting when we realized, and here's some truth that we're just going to tell you this year, Utah has been designated by the World Economic Forum as a beta test site to change their voting. They started with ranked choice voting and fair vote. They are hoping to get a national popular vote, which will be the consolidation of tabulating our votes. This is why we want to vote on paper. This is why you must show ID. We all need to be able to verify our elections. We are sick of our elected officials telling us to just trust them. Just trust the process, trust the machines, trust the fact that everything's fine. We want to verify it ourselves. That's all we want. We're also working with the Secure Vote Utah on the initiative. And Natalie's going to tell you a little about the initiative process and how you guys can get involved in that. That would be very helpful. So I'm going to give her the microphone.
Okay, this is super exciting that we've got this going on. This is an initiative process, and it's a citizens initiative to change the voting process. And we want to be able to vote in person. We want people to show ID, and we especially want the counting to be done by counting judges in person. So no more machines. We want people there. We want the poll watchers to be able to verify the votes because they're able to see them counted, not able to see votes put in a machine and then the tally come out that we can't verify. So we want to verify this process, and so we have an initiative that was filed just before Christmas. And we need 150,000 signatures by the end of January, which is an incredible task to try to get. If we get the signatures, and it has to be representative throughout the whole state of Utah, then we can be on the ballot in November, and we can vote on it to decide what kind of elections we want in Utah, and we can make these changes. So it's really exciting, it's really hard, but we're making, it's a snowball. It's incredible as we've talked to people across the state. People want this, and they want to see change, and they're excited to help, and we need as many people as possible to help. So what you can do is to go to our website, securevoteutah.org, put your name down, and then we can contact you with a place to sign. It has to be done on paper and in person. So we have petitions here tonight that you can sign yourself. We also have some petition packets that if you can take some and get signatures from about 50 to 60 people in a week's time and then return it back to us, that will help us with this. So go to our website, securevoteutah.org, and help us try to get this goal to get these names by the end of the month. Oh, and we're organizing our efforts through the app Mobilize, and so it's called Secure Utah County, and you can find that, and then you can connect with other people to find out places to go to sign, where you can tell your friends to go sign, and how to pick up your own packet to help. So thanks for everyone helping with this.
So we have identified probably 3 things right now that we need to stop or that we need to safeguard. One of those things is making sure that the digital driver's license doesn't go through this legislative session. So we could use your help on that. Also, we need to make sure that we stay away from anything that is connected digitally with our phones, and no vaccine passports, nothing that is a government app like that. We're watching those, but really this year is the digital driver's license that's coming online. The other thing, like Natalie talked about, is the elections and securing those. You can sign the petition over here. If you want, I have some no ranked choice voting signs that I'm leaving by the front door. You're welcome to take those. And I just want to echo what they said. We were able to accomplish so much last year, not as much as we needed, but we need every single one of you. So please get involved. We need you. We can.
To be constitutional, that's state constitution. And that's because I
At the end, they pledged. Gosh, I'm going to read right to you. I mean, we know it. They pledged their honor, their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. What does that mean?
Everything.
Think about what that means. What did freedom cost then? And do you think it's going to cost anything less today? What is the cost of freedom? You guys, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys sat here for 4 hours. I mean, I'm like exhausted. You guys are like just like going. I'm like, all right. But we have to get this country back. And the only way we're going to get this country back is if we can get people, men and women, to stand up and pay the price of freedom. And I believe the price of freedom is right there. How serious are we about what's coming? And again, I'm preaching and speaking to those who are sharing this with our friends. This is the message we have to get out there. Because are we truly willing to pay the price? Are any of you familiar with the name Abraham Clark? You're in for a treat. Abraham Clark was one of these men. What did it mean to Abraham Clark when he signed his name on that document? To pledge his life, his fortune, and his sacred honor. Abraham Clark had 10 kids, 2 of which fought in the Revolutionary War. They were captured. One of them was put on the U.S. Jersey, thank you. They were known for torturing and torturing and starving the people, their prisoners they had. Well, the British called up Abraham Clark and said, guess what, Mr. Clark? We've got your 2 boys. The 2 boys you love, the 2 boys you raised. And unless you take back that signature, they're done. So Abraham Clark marches over there and says, up to the British, and says, you know what? I love my boys. In fact, I love them so much, please take me in their place. They says, no, we don't want you. We want you to recant your signature. He said, my honor is to, I said, I've given my honor. I won't do that. So he walked home down a long road to his wife. These are real people. He sat down and had a conversation with his wife that night and said, what are we going to do about our boys? The only way that they're feeding one of the boys in the ship is through a keyhole. The only food they got was what they could push through a keyhole. They were starved, they hardly had any water. They were terrified by their boys. He says, let's do this. We know these guys don't get paid. They make their money off looting. We have money. They were successful. Let's take all our money. Let's take it to these men and offer them the money. We'll bribe them. So he takes everything he's got, walks that long road back to where his boys are, and says, hey, will you please take my money? He says, we don't want your money. We want you to take your name off the Declaration of Independence. So we walked back home again. He walked back a 3rd time. I've got 2 girls. I wish they were here. I love them. That's part of why I'm doing this, because my girls are fighters. They've been blocked and banned and taken down on social media time and time again because they're fighters. They know what freedom means. He walked back to that ship. He says, you can take my life. You can have my property. You can even keep my boys. But I will not let you take my sacred honor and remove my name. What does freedom mean?
Sacrifice.
We have been spoiled rotten as a nation. We live like kings. We live better than emperors could have ever imagined. And now we're pissed off. We see our freedoms disappearing, and we're mad and we're angry, but what are we really doing about it? In 2022, we have to take this country back. And what is that going to mean to you? Are we ready to pledge our lives? Our honor. What does that mean, our honor? Are we embarrassed of standing up for freedom? Are we worried about getting taken down by the woke police? Is our honor worth standing up for freedom? Yes. Are we willing to We spend all day at work, out making money. We spend all day, we spend time in the gym. We spend time in all the things that are important to us. How much time are we spending fighting for freedom? What does sacrifice really mean? And I'm going to ask you in 2022 to step up. I believe the Constitution will be saved. And I believe you and I were sent and have been waiting for thousands, if not millions of years for this moment of time. There is nothing you will do at work. There is nothing we will do in the gym. There is nothing we will do whose acts that will echo through the corridors of eternity as this fight. This is why we're here. And the answer is we have to stand up. And I'm going to ask people this year to get involved and to start going door to door. We're going to go wake up our neighbors. We're going to go and we're going to preach the gospel of liberty. And we are going to build an army of 10,000 patriots who will stand up to that federal government, who will stand up to our lost governor and our legislator that needs to be absolutely replaced. We will clean house and we will demand accountability. We have people, good people running for office. Stand up. Tell me your name. One more time. Topher Sheeler. We have good people running for office. Let's get them in. You're here for a reason. And the only way you're going to find that reason is getting your life and connecting to God. This country was, when the Constitution was written for a moral and religious people, and is wholly inadequate for the government of any other. If we don't put God back at the front of this country, we're done. You are here for a reason, and I'm going to ask you when you go home tonight to spend some time on your knees. Why are you here? What is your role? I know what my role is. My role is to stand right here and tell you this. You have a reason you're here, and I need you to fight. I'm nobody. I'm dressed like this for a reason. You know why? I'm nobody. I'm just a regular person. I'm not being groomed. I went to a meeting in Salt Lake City last night, the GOP, all dressed up. Those aren't my people. You're my people. Regular people. And regular people are going to save this Constitution. I want to tell you right here as I wrap up, I promise you, when these politicians, when they run for office, they make a promise to protect the Constitution from enemies foreign and domestic. The problem is we put people in office who don't even understand what this book is, let alone honor that promise. They end up being the ones who are trampling all over it. And I want you to know today, I promise you, my honor, my fortune, and God be willing, I promise my life to stand up for freedom. And I hope you'll join me. God bless you.